Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Nightcap with Rhino Man, special Monday night edition. We didn't have coffee with Rhino Man this morning. However, I wanted to do something special tonight for Nightcap with Rhino Man. Anyway, Trish E, Yo Ange, Chris and Lou Slots, Sister Yoshi, Shaka Slots, Kino Kid, and again, Sister Yoshi, she's the moderator today. I really appreciate you. Same thing with Chris and Lou Slots. Appreciate you guys coming in. I'm your host, Rhino Man. You know, thank you for coming into the special edition of Nightcap with Rhino Man. Duncan Fornes, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate. That's my son right there. Randy the Slot Wizard, thank you for coming in. Hey, tonight's show we're going to find out about Jwalking Las Vegas. If you guys don't know who this gentleman is, where is he? Right here? This gentleman? Oh, there he goes. If you don't know who this gentleman is, it is Brazen Husband. You know Brazen from Brazen Love Slots or Brazen Slots. We have another announcement for that too. But first, I have three questions for you. Cindy A, thank you for coming in. Brian Dupree, thank you for coming in. Wow, already so many. Bex Bet, hey, thank you. Just got back from Vegas. I was in Vegas for 4 days. Have a question about that, but let's get to the three questions for you. Before we meet our special guest, Jwalking Las Vegas, these are the three questions I have for you that'll just probably spring some kind of thought process for you. Dougie Slots, thanks for coming in, bro. Really appreciate it. Rockin' Rocco Slots, bro. I took your cologne to Vegas. You wouldn't believe I had women flocking all over me. Straight up Slots. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate that. So these are the three questions I have for you. The first question is time versus money. Do you have those tasks around your house that you're just like, you do, but it would be better for you to spend the money and have somebody else do? I got a ton of them, and I didn't realize how many of them I had until I got back from Vegas after a 3-day, 4-day trip. Um, the lawn, the backyard, cleaning up, the pool, all of these things I did by myself, and it took a lot of time from me. But I think it's easier if I spend the money, have somebody else do it, free up that time. With YouTube, with work, with everything, you spend a lot of time, doing some of the things that you enjoy doing, like YouTube or like slots or like, you know, things you have to do, like work. So, time versus money, find out what things you could pay for to have done and free up some time for you to do the things you love. That's one. Two, decluttering. Before we left for Vegas, I usually do straightening up real quick and just, picking up a few things. However, this trip was last minute plan. Didn't get a lot done around the house before we left, and we just took off and went to Vegas like we normally do. However, Shaka Slots, I worked in the yard all day yesterday. Bro, you could have freed up all day paying somebody else to do it, and that time is sometimes more valuable than money, you know. Um, so decluttering. I have a lot of stuff around my house I got to get rid of because it just clutters up the house. And after dealing with what we dealt with this weekend, I am seriously looking at going through all of my closets, all of everything, just narrowing it down to, yeah, I'm a hoarder, not Mrs. RMS. Thank you very much. Just not having all of that clutter around because not only does it get stressful on your mind seeing all the stuff that's around that you got to do something with, but it just gives you center, gives you peace if you don't have all that stuff around. So I'm going through a process of decluttering and examining what things I could, you know, spend money on, have somebody else do, so I don't have to worry about. That's the one thing. We're waiting on our guest to come on in. He should be joining us pretty quickly here. The third question is, when do you come up with ideas? Now, for me, I have two places I come up with ideas and two times I come up with ideas almost on a daily. If I am in my car driving by myself, I come up with all kinds of ideas that I have to jot down, put on notes with Siri, dictating to her, telling her what I want as far as an idea. And then I work on those ideas later. Let's see what Joanne says. We decluttered when we moved to New York City. Hey, you feel so much better after you declutter and get rid of stuff. Um, Chris and Lou in the toilet. Yeah, there you go. That's the second place where I actually come up with a lot of ideas is in the shower first thing in the morning. Right after you wake up, I don't know, your subconscious has been working on you all night long. And when you get in that shower in the morning, and usually it happens for me, I'll come up with answers to questions that I had the night before. Um, I'm with Trishy. What did Trishy say? I must have missed that. I'm so sorry. But I'll come up with ideas in the shower or while I'm driving. Um, Chris and Lou does it on the toilet. Hey, that's all good. Brazen Slots, hello there. Thank you for coming in. Straight Up Slots is going to be a guest coming in. Rhino Man, you nailed it. When I'm driving alone, that's so true. I mean, you come up with a lot of ideas, but the most important thing to do is either make sure you jot them down, dictate them to your phone, or something so you can work on them later. Because I know a couple of times I haven't done that, and then I was trying to recreate that idea that I had come up with, and it just left my mind. So when you come up with those ideas, jot them down, work on them. That'll be something that happens for you later on down the road. You guys see the banner going across the board. Normally, my channel supporter is another channel or somebody that shares out my videos. But today's channel supporter is Olga Rosas. She has a Facebook page. You got to go over and check her out. She's always cooking something. I want her to start a cooking show. I want her to do something with that. But she's been a supporter of mine almost from day one. She's one of my original subscribers that started on my channel, that started watching me. Really appreciate her. She goes out to all the other channels. She follows them too. Trish E says late at night during the insomnia session, Amazon ideas come in. Most creative. Hey, that's true, especially if you have insomnia and you don't have any money for Chumba Casino. So you know how that goes. Olga Rosas, yes, yum. Okay, guys, our guest today is Jwalking. He's right here. He's right here. Well, right here. And we're going to find out. He's just started his channel, and we're going to find out what it's about. He's actually going to take us on one of his jaywalking trips so we could see with him as he goes along. Let's get him in, and let's meet him, and then we'll go from there.
Hey,
good morning or good afternoon.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good. Oh, what's that shirt you got on?
Let's see it.
Let's see it. Oh, there you go. Major Chasers. That's awesome. I'm sure he's going to be in here in a minute. If he's not already, we're going to have to get you to show that again. Sky Slots, thank you for coming in. Met her on Friday. Wonderful girl there.
Hey, Sky
Slots is in the house. SoCal girl, happy to see you. Chris and Lou, thank you. Dougie Sluts. Dougie Slots. Sorry. Sluts. Wow. I know where my mind's at. I've been in Vegas all week, guys. So, you know, sluts were the only thing that I saw on the billboards of all the trucks that were going by. as I'm sure we'll see at some point. Okay. Jeremy, tell me about how you came up with the idea for Jwalking Vegas before we get started on our walk.
Yeah, sure. So the concept actually came from a combination of places. It's funny because it actually started, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this, but when we met up, Rhino Man, a couple of months ago at Paris, and it was when you first met Brazen. And, you know, we were kind of going over different concepts for her channel. And we were talking about different things, how we could, you know, incorporate each other, you know, because it was her channel. Yeah. And then it kind of jumped off when we had the event in Las Vegas. I was with Chris and Lou, and I was talking to Lou. We were just chatting, and we were talking about all kind of different things, and, you know, just how the internet is, and, you know, how social media works and everything. And we were just talking about different concepts. And he was like, yeah, you know, you need to check out, you know, these guys, they do this, they walk around Vegas. And he kind of showed me the channel, and he showed me how many. So I was like, are you kidding? I was like, yeah. I could definitely do this. I was like, because it's just funny how it works, you know. It's just, so one thing led to another. And then I started, obviously the community is just amazing, you know, and all these people started giving me different concepts like James Spitzer Cash Out. And it was just so many people. And then, I just turned on the camera and started talking. Here we are.
Perfect. Yo Ange is somebody that you're probably going to have to connect with at one point because she does her walks in New York. If you haven't seen her channel, you're going to have to go over and check it out as well. She walks all through New York, and some parts maybe not as much because New York can be kind of scary as Vegas can, because I've seen Vegas,
True.
the dark side of Vegas, in between the Strat and downtown, for instance. You probably don't want to walk alone there, but
yeah, no, it's a real thing.
But when you're coming out, let's see what. I'm sorry. When you're coming up with ideas for your channel, and we had talked about this pretty extensively on Saturday morning or Sunday morning. No matter what you start out at, your channel is going to evolve over time to something that fits your personality, and you could work with a twist and change and upgrade and do all of these other things with. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you have. I mean, literally, guys, if you guys have not done so already, please go over to his channel, hit that like and subscribe button. He wants to get to the 50 subs at least so that he could start doing live walks with everybody here.
Yep.
Mr. RhinoMan says, Sky Slots, awesome people. Casino Lady Slots, thank you for coming in. Kissy Cat, thank you for coming in. Cindy A, thank you for coming in.
Wow.
Scotty H Town, thank you. So,
yeah, it's awesome.
As you start doing it, and you've already seen it, as far as once you start out, you start getting these creative ideas. The more you do it, the more creative you get.
Oh, sure.
So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny because, I always reference my creative team, over here when we would go walking. But it's true. It's just one of those things where, we've gone over so many different scenarios and different things that we're going to be doing to implement in the walk. And it's just really, really, it's really, really exciting because literally today we filmed a video, and it's off the Vegas trip. And so we want to give different things like that to the people because, it's one thing to, have the Vegas lights and all that cool stuff. And we're going to do that too. We're going to go downtown. We're going to do all that fun stuff. But we want to give you guys a little bit of everything because, we're residents here, and, the city's just growing on us day by day. And it's one of those things where it's like, we want to share this with you guys, especially with this awesome community that you guys have. I mean, I can't talk enough about the community itself. We could do a whole different interview, just the support and the love. And man, it's just been amazing. And I try to tell as many people as I can, that I interact with. But I mean, you guys are an amazing bunch. I just never envisioned any of this. I mean, to be honest with you, it's amazing how it works, when just one step after another, literally, no pun intended.
Exactly. Slot Sisters in the house. Hey, she had a fantastic night last night. I'm not going to spoil anything, but she's got some good videos coming up.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to check it out. We're going to check it out.
If you missed her live last night with Jose Slots Ruiz, please go back and check that out. She wiped him out. She cleaned him up. So he's not gonna be able to challenge her again. That's for sure. So we're talking about how channels evolve, and you come up with other ideas. And I'm not gonna take the spotlight away from you right now, but I did want to throw this out there, guys. If you check the description below, we also have somebody that's starting a new channel that she could diversify with. It's called Brazen Loves.
Yeah.
Real quick, Brazen, what is Brazen Loves, and what do you plan on doing with that channel?
So in simple, it's just basically sharing with you guys, with my audience, everything that me, Brazen, loves. And I'll start with everything I love in Las Vegas because I really do love it here. When we moved here, I didn't think I would love it so much. I don't even want to go back to Cali, even though I'm a Cali girl. And so it would be similar to what Jwalking's doing, but a little bit more in depth. So I might have interviews with business owners, local business owners. I might be highlighting different suburban towns in the area, top places to eat, places you can go with family, just array of things that I love to do, and I will share it because I'm going to be getting my real estate license here in Nevada soon. And I have a lot of questions coming from people that want to move here. And I can just answer it all on video. So
There you go.
Okay.
that's what that's
So,
about.
not Mrs. RhinoMan says Brazen loves pozole. So
I love pozole.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I will
That's
be
a big
going
time.
and hitting up all the Mexican restaurants and trying that pozole. What I found out, though, here is that it's hard to find the green, the verde pozole here. Only blanco and rojo. So what's
Okay.
up with that? I got to find somewhere that serves the verde.
So I'm looking forward to it. You know, we just spent 5 days out there, not all partying, but we have family business out there. But I'm looking forward to the Brazen Loves drifting, the Brazen Loves skydiving.
Oh, yeah, that's
Brazen
going to
Love-
be on there, too. Because I love
Okay,
cars. I
I'm
love
looking
fast
for-
cars.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do the fast car thing. That's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the Thrill Seeker Brazen. So
Yeah, that's going to be there, you guys. I
So
don't know if I'm going to jump out of a plane, but
it's all coming for you. Trust me, it's all coming.
Hey guys, she's going straight up Fast and Furious style. So
yeah.
you know.
Love it.
Anybody want to join me?
Hey, I'm down. I'm always down. So
Yeah, we can turn these events. You know, these. You know, we'll do the casino and the plan one day, and then we'll do some crazy fun stuff the next day. I mean, we can diversify this and really make it go. You know, it's just all how we wanna go about doing it.
here we go. Scotty H Town says Brazen needs to give me a tour when I come out from Cali, March 12th through the 19th.
There you go.
You got to start your tour guide.
Yeah, hit me up on IG. Find me on IG or Facebook, and I will definitely take you on a tour. It'll be fun. Because I'm still learning too. We're still new here, so you guys get to learn with us.
So 5K Grenade, thank you for the $50 super chat, bro.
5K.
I'm out of YouTube super chat jail. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
5Ks in the building.
5Ks in the building, and he's out of super chat jail. I appreciate that. So, anyway, take us through what your channel is going to be like. We can start walking right now with you. I'll let you take over the show. Do Jwalking Vegas. Let's go.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Waiting for the fountains.
Well, yeah. So we're at the fountains, Bellagio, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you see in the backdrop. We were trying to time it where the actual fountains would start.
Okay.
But I guess we got here a little too late. But yeah, this is what we normally do. Now normally you're facing the other way, so you get to see everything that's coming, but then, you know, you wouldn't get to see us. So,
Okay,
no,
so I have a question. You know, we were out there and we're walking the street just from Paris to Cosmo. And you know, they got the guys passing out those collector cards. Do you guys
we just got one.
perfect. So you bring up a perfect example. She just got it.
I just
right
got a
now.
blessing bracelet.
Right.
Okay.
That was not free.
Correct.
She just slapped it on my wrist.
Yeah, so that's a donation thing. So people, listen, this is how it works. Because if you're into that kind of thing, it's cool. You can do it, no problem. Oh, hold on, we're taking pictures and stuff. So
a lot of pictures being taken.
yeah, so you know, it's funny because you guys. Oh, thank you. So you guys get to see the backdrop of how it actually works. But you got people taking pictures in the background. You know, all the tourists are here, they're doing their thing. So it's funny how to try to navigate it because my channel is not a big channel. So it's like, you know, when people are in the chat, you know, I can still interact. I don't even understand how you guys do it because I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to walk down the street and, you know, trying to shout out 50 people. I mean, like, so it's really fun. It's really neat. But normally what would happen is you would see our street side. I don't know how to switch it or flip it while we're, you know, in this. So she's just gonna get all of us.
I'll teach you how to do that in a minute.
5K Grenade in March. Yes, we are.
Of course, 5K.
So
Come on.
excited.
That goes without saying.
Woo! Party time.
See how it works?
There you go.
So that's what we do.
So when you're working with StreamYard, Sky Slots, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you all for all the love and support. You guys are awesome. I hope to see you guys get together soon.
Thank you.
You know, we enjoyed it. I hope we get out to Vegas or we get out to North Carolina. You know, I look forward to watching more and more of your videos. And you really got to give props to Brazen because She was the one that knew I was coming out there. She says, go over to Cosmo and see Sky Slots out there because, hey, she introduced me to a fantastic person. I'm glad I got to meet you. Slots of Ben, thank you for coming in. Spangler Slots. DJ Starman 69. I was just talking about you the other day, bro, and how you support channels with your massive setup and how you give support to all the different channels at the same time. Really appreciate that.
That's a good idea, Shaka Slots. He said,
Oh yeah,
how to avoid scams. It's a great title.
Yeah, we could do that.
Definitely.
We can do that because let me tell you, it's out here. And well, another thing too is just it's one of those things where a lot of people just aren't aware of certain things. It's like, you know, if you're walking down the street and you see the girls with the feathers and they want to take a picture, that's cool, but you got to pay for that. A lot of people don't know it until the end, and it's like, oh wait, I have to pay for that.
And they are not cheap at all.
They are not cheap. And let me give you guys a tip out there. Do not slap them on the butt. They don't like that.
No.
They do not like that. Believe me.
You definitely want to keep your hands to yourself. That's another important element of this.
Maybe the girls on Fremont Street will let you slap their ass. So.
Hey, hello. But hey, Doris, thank you for coming in. I don't want to butcher your last name. So, you know, that's one thing. Do not touch. The other ones that are there is like there's this lady with the cowboy hat and she follows you around. She will not leave you alone until you pay her to get away from you. I mean, but that's the thing. That's the thumbnail right there. How to avoid those scams. You see them coming, walk away. The Gambler After Dark's in the house. Cindy A's in the house. So go on, tell me about some more of those scams.
Oh, hold on, I lost you for a second. Sorry about that, buddy. Yeah, so I was over here trying to adjust the volume because it's a little loud in our part right here. So.
Okay. Chris and Lou Slots, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Congratulations to Slots have been on 1K. Congratulations, bro. Man, you're going to keep growing now. Gambling Granny, thank you for coming in. So right now we're jaywalking with Jeremy and Brazen Slots. He's introducing us to what he's going to be doing on his channel and how he's going to be doing it. So take it away, bro.
Yeah, no, it's just that's all it really is. You know, it's funny because when me and Brazen were talking about it, it's like we're just walking around, checking out the sites, checking out the scene, and just having a conversation with people. You know, and one thing that we wanted to do as this is going to evolve and move on, you know, when we had the slot channels in, you know, to Vegas, we want to do a walk. You know, we can walk and talk and, you know, kind of just share stories, share ideas, just share whatever we want to share, you know, and make it kind of cool because, you know, it's one of those things where when you turn the camera on, you're walking around, people get nostalgic, you know, say, oh yeah, I remember, you know, the first time I ever went to Vegas, you know, I stayed at that casino or at that hotel or whatever it is. And it's kind of really neat, you know what I mean? Because you're starting to get behind the scenes and, you know, very similar to what you're doing right now with how you're, you know, doing your channel, just kind of behind the scenes with people, you know, because you kind of, the guard gets laid down and everybody can just chat and talk and, you know, all the cool stuff starts to come out at that point.
Exactly. Yo Ange wants to know how often will you be doing your walks?
How long do we walk?
How often will you be doing them on your channel?
I like to tend to do it as far as like a time frame. I don't like to do it more than 20 minutes.
But how
20 to 30 minutes.
How many times a week are you going to be posting videos or going live with your walks?
Well, sorry. Brazen's talking to me in my right ear, so she's talking about how out of shape she is. You know, I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what that. I'm trying to focus on Rhino, man. And okay, so this is the other thing you guys are gonna get. Yes. So, so audience, I apologize, but this is what you get also, because what happens is it's really almost like a show where, like, in my right ear, my creative staff is telling me, do this, do that, go here, go there, do this angle, do that angle. So it's like, but I'm like, honey, you know, I'm trying to do the interview too. So it's like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Yeah. You know, just doing it.
Yo Ange was asking, how many times a week are you going to go on your walk?
Oh, so we tend to do the walk 3 times a week.
Okay.
And we're trying to build a more traditional schedule around it. The goal normally is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what we're looking to do. And normally it's going to be in the evening. We'd like to shoot for that, 7:30 slot. But Friday becomes a little difficult because that's a time where a lot of people are doing a lot of different things. So, we're going to, play with the concept and all of that. But yeah, 3 days a week.
Chris and Lou, thank you for the 1999 super chat. Say, let's get Jwalking to 100.
We need them to go live. Yay!
Exactly.
Chris and Lou, we love you. But you guys know that already. Just had to put that out there.
Look, you have a lot of stuff that you could be doing with these walks. Like when we come to town, we could take a walk. You're gonna be in the best shape of your life because you're gonna be walking. You know.
That's true. You bring up a good point. But in all seriousness, part of the reason that this kind of came to be this way too is because when everything happened, with the pandemic, and you get out of shape because me and the family, we used to go to the gym 3 days a week. I mean, that was just something that we just did because we were into health and fitness and all that stuff. And everything kind of stopped, and then trying to get it started back up again. I was like, walking is one of those things that can affect your health in a positive way. Okay. So it's one of those things where we kind of like jokingly started the whole thing and all that. But I mean, we're putting in some major steps. I mean, you'll be surprised like by the end of it. I mean, because the jaywalking that we did, what day was that? Well, long story short, we ended up going the wrong direction.
Okay.
And since we went the wrong direction, we walked way too many miles, which was good. I mean, from a health perspective, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Exactly. So, just little stuff like that's kind of neat.
Yoshi Slots, thank you for coming in, bro. Really appreciate it. Chaz, Slot Channel and Scratcher Channel supporter, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate that. So, you could do the walks with the other channels that come to town, but, Brazen says Brazen's going to do Brazen Loves. Hey, you could have all of the channels that have been to Vegas tell you about their favorite restaurants, and then you could go check them out and do something live on your channel with that. We just went to a Mexican restaurant, Mi Ranchito. It's off of Sahara. That's one of our favorite Mexican restaurants to go to. Not that expensive, but the food's fantastic, and the atmosphere is great there. It's always packed. But I would love for you guys to go and check it out and let me know what you think. Or Korean barbecue. We got a couple places like that. So, I mean, you guys are on the right track as far as what you're doing and how you're doing it. But it's gonna keep evolving for you. So, health and fitness, taking that walk.
Oh yeah, sure. I agree. It's one of those things where it's it can become so much more, and that's actually the coolest part about it because it's just one of those things where literally we kind of just come together for a couple of minutes, grab a concept, okay, where we want to go, what do we want to film, what do we want to do, and then we just turn the camera on and start walking, man. I think it's just really neat because, like I said, it's just it's interesting because right now it's very intimate because there's just it's starting out. But it's kind of cool, and from a sense, because it's like, you really get that time, you can chat with people and, you get to talk about how you watch their videos and all the cool stuff they were able to do. It's really just cool, because it's a community thing that you can feel is real. You know what I mean? And it's just, I mean, like I said, it's just a ton of fun, but you can see how it can become so many other things too. And I'm just excited to see wherever it goes next.
Exactly. Payout, Big Scratcher, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Preston Thomas, thank you. New York Walking is a whole different ball game.
So real quick too, word on the street is that Slots of Ben just got us 1,000 subs. So shout out to him, and then TBT, right? TBT Slots got his too. So we shout out them guys. They're good dudes, man. It's so many people. I really don't want to start the shout out thing because there's so many people that like I want to shout out, and I'm like, man, I need my actual list because I don't want to miss anybody. but it's just so many amazing people.
Can Sister Yoshi, can you drop Jwalking Slots, Jwalking Las Vegas link in the chat, please? I'd appreciate it. Scotty
Sister
H-Town with the
Yoshi in the
$4.99
house.
super chat. Thank you, Rhino Man. Always great. 411, 411, and interviews. Yeah, the 411 comes from these guys. So speaking of 411, what else do you do? What else are you into? Finance? You know, we talked about a little bit about that. Tell everybody there.
Yes. Yep. So I have a background in finance. I was in the finance industry for over 15 years. You know, Brazen and I, we both have our license in the state of California for real estate. So, and it was funny because we were talking about this before, and it was one of those things where, you know, I wanted to get my finance channel off the ground. And, you know, finance is one of those things that's a lot of concepts and it's pretty heavy, you know. So, but I just saw a lot of things that were out there in the marketplace, and I was like, man, you know, to say some people are misleading people is to be nice about it. And so I was like, I'm one of those types where I'm like, well, you know, what am I going to do about it? Because just saying it and complaining about it ain't going to solve anything. So, you know, I aligned myself with creating a finance channel, and actually my wife's brother-in-law, he does crypto. So shout out to Nick.
Right.
But, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, gosh, there's a lot going on out there. And so, you know, I got that going, and we're going to push that out too. But it's kind of cool because with Jwalking, it's like almost the opposite. You know, it's almost the opposite of it. Yeah, we're on the corner, so it's loud. But it's almost the opposite of it because it's like, this is fun. You know, it's light. You know, we can chit chat and all that stuff. But yeah, with the finance thing, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I just look to try to make sure that people understand what's going on, because there's just so many things out here nowadays. You know, you got crypto, you got, you know, everybody's investing in stocks, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, you know, because with technology and the way that it is now, it's kind of even the playing field for a lot of us that, you know, didn't necessarily know someone that, you know, had the inside track to be able to, you know, say, hey, invest in this, invest in that, and make a ton of money. But with that also comes a lot of, you know, risks, because you got a lot of people out here saying a lot of things. And so, you know, we're definitely going to push that out too, because, you know, we got a lot of content locked and loaded for that. You know, it's just funny though. It's just how the worlds are so different, because like I said, with our community, you know, with the slot community and the people in it here, it's just, you had that feeling of, you know, kind of that fun loving kind of feeling, that sense of community, almost like a family, right?
Exactly.
We're like in the finance sector, man. I mean, not to say it's not out there, but man, it's a lot of cutthroat stuff, you know?
Okay, so Trishy has a question. Now that the UK is back and they're allowed to come over, the top question is, how walkable is Vegas? Definitely recommending these two channels to her other Vegas groups. So she wants to know how walkable is Vegas, and you guys can continue on with your walk if you want. But
sure, yeah, absolutely. No, it's a good question. Yeah, no, it's a good question. It's interesting because people tend to think, well, maybe, you know, walking Las Vegas Boulevard, you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. But it's actually quite a bit, you know, as far as it being walkable. So obviously you have Las Vegas Boulevard, you have downtown, you know, that you can get some nice mileage out of too. But, you know, where we live, we're about 25 minutes northwest of the actual strip itself. And so you have a ton of parks, you have a ton of different places and things that you can go to and walk as well. So, and we're going to bring that to you guys too. We're going to bring, you know, a lot of different things, a lot of different elements. Let's go to the left.
Yeah, but before you know it, walking on Las Vegas Boulevard can really, really fool you, because you can go a far distance and not even realize how far you've actually gone until you look back and like, whoa.
Yeah, it can be a nice little strut just on Las Vegas Boulevard alone. But it kind of gives you an idea, because when I turn around, you see, you know, there's a lot of people out here, you know, and I think part of it, like we were talking about earlier, is, you know, the long weekend and everything like that, you know, it brings a lot of people out. But the other thing too is right now the weather is nice, so obviously, as the summer months come, we're gonna, have a few things that we'll be able to do to kind of still be able to walk, but not get killed by 115-degree heat. So
people don't come out until nighttime in the summertime here. So if you want to walk in the summer, come out after dark.
yeah, no doubt about that. Don't be out here. It's just crazy.
You know what happens after dark? The freaks come out after dark. So, especially on the strip,
Right.
So,
and I tell you what, the other thing too that we totally underestimated was the fact that it gets windy here.
Yes.
So, if you guys have an issue hearing us or something like that, because the wind tends to whip around out here. We noticed that when we were doing one of the videos, it was like, some people were like, man, we can't even hear you. So, little things like that. But I mean, just a little occupational hazards.
So now if you're using your cell phone and you have an iPhone or another different type of phone,
Android,
I would suggest using something like this. It connects to your phone. You could mount it on top of your phone. This will block the wind. It's just a little microphone, but it definitely helps if you're doing your walks. I would recommend investing in something like this. I think this one was like $42 on Amazon. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to get something like that for sure. Yeah, that's gonna help.
Without a doubt, especially with the wind and everything. So when you talk about the name Jwalking Vegas, and the question that came up from Trish E, I guess the walkable portion is you cannot do like we used to do it in back in the day where we would cut back and forth across the street. Now they have the barriers. You have to go across the bridge on certain things and escalators and everything else. So it's just something to be aware of. You can't just cut across the street anymore.
Yep, no, that's a good point, because the name itself, it was just one of those things we kind of just came out of nowhere. But yeah, you're right. You have all the barriers and all that stuff, and actually it's one of those things where it protects the pedestrian, because one of the things about when we're doing the walk is the fact that I'm always kind of cognizant of what's going on around me, because we get to an intersection, get to a corner, we have to make sure, because people are flying off those corners all the time, and the last thing I want to do is become a casualty on social media. We definitely don't want that. I don't want to live for a long time. And so it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you definitely have to pay attention, because there's just so much going on. But I think part of it too is like, when we're walking up and down the street like this, people tend to kind of, I'm holding up the camera and, the whole thing. So some people kind of get it like, okay, yeah, he's probably doing some kind of vlog or something like that. So it's kind of cool. They'll kind of move to the side. Some people, sometimes, depending on the night, if it's a Friday night, people are out here, getting loose. And so, they could care less. You know what I mean? You got to kind of, be able to navigate it. But it's fun. It's good all in all. It's a fun thing, because every time we turn the camera on, we get something new. It's a new experience. And so, we're learning as we go, to say the least. Oh, wait, we have to say this. So,
RhinoManSlots there. RhinoMan driving his Mustang is a hazard in Vegas.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Not Mrs. RhinoMan.
Hop in the Mustang.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
Oh, no.
She's seen me drift around Las Vegas Strip a couple of times, especially when it was raining and I had to step on my gas. The Mustang will fishtail at the back end. So yeah, she's been in the car with me a few times that she wasn't too happy about.
I love
now
it.
She's telling all my secrets. She's put me on blast right now.
I think that even started.
Give it to me one more time, Rhino.
Yeah, she's putting me on blast right now, telling all my secrets out there.
Well, you know what? That's kind of just how it works. I mean, like I said, my executive team, man, they it's tough. It's tough stuff, man. But it's good. It's one of those things. It's like because they're the eyes, right? So they're seeing stuff, and they're like, well, what does the audience want to see, or what do they want to talk about? And so, in the right ear, she's kind of giving it to me, and so I got to do it.
Exactly. 5K Grenade says I have to buy a new cowboy hat for Vegas in March. Hey, I stole this from him when we were down in Harris, so much appreciated.
too. I want a cowboy hat too.
Well, yep, it's 5K. You heard it. Brazen wants a cowboy hat too.
Bring me one.
So
Yeah.
I can tell you this too. So the interview part I absolutely love, but the thing that I miss is the chats, because when I'm watching your interviews, I'm reading the chats and like they're going crazy in the chat, and they always do. That's like one of the best things about it too. It's like the stuff that they say in there, I'm like, man, this is crazy stuff, you know? So it's neat to be on this side of the camera, but it's like, you know, I kind of want to, that's why I'm over looking over sometimes to see what's going on from Brazen's phone as far as the chat, because they get live in there.
My phone is about to die.
That's the fun part about it, because I am just now starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the chat and following everything along. That has been one of my biggest obstacles that I'm trying to overcome, is interact with the person that I'm interviewing at the same time, shouting out everybody. There's Chumba Queen, there's Sky Slots, there's Kaz Moody, you know, everybody in the chat at the same time that I'm interacting with you. That's been one of the toughest things for me to learn. You know, Scotty H-Town, what does he say? I live in Houston, Texas. We'll get you a real cowboy hat. Hey, Scotty H-Town, anytime, bro. I love the cowboy hat. This one's actually really nice, but I had to steal it from 5K. So
I love Randy the Slot Wizard says, "Don't let Rhino Man get you hooked on Corona beer like he did me." Well, you know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that is that I'm not really a big drinker, you know, like I was, you know, in my younger years, you know, because I'm 42 years old. Like when I was in my 20s, I was rolling. But I will say this, you know, if you guys come to Vegas, you know, y'all want to take a shot with me or something like that, we can do a shot Patron. I have no problem with that. That's my thing, you know. So that's how I get down with it. But yeah, no, Corona, I'll probably, you know, steer clear of it. So
hey, no,
Ben had a question.
What was Slots of Ben's question? Let me see.
He wanted to know if Jwalking shows the casino shows in front.
The casino shows, I think he means the shows that are like right there where the guys on the drums, right there in front of Planet Hollywood, or, you know, they're doing their little entertainment things, just like downtown at Fremont Street.
Yeah, no, we listen. We gonna bring it all to you. It's so exciting because with it just being the beginning of it, you know, we can kind of mix and match and tailor make it. I mean, you know, just by the way, shout out to my man Mike. You know, Major Chasers. Gamblers Unknown is a channel. I'm pretty sure he is. But he had brought up a good suggestion, because he was like, he loved the sign in front of Caesars, the outlet sign. So I was like, hey, listen, man, I'll go back and grab that video, no problem. So see, it's things like that. It's like, because I have no problem doing that. It's kind of neat, because there might be people who, you know, haven't been to Vegas in a while, that's really like, man, you know, I really miss this thing, whatever it is. It could be the Strat, it could be whatever. You know, we'll go down there and grab it.
You just said it right there. I miss Vegas already. I haven't been there in so long. I need to get back. How's that, yeah. Not Mrs. Rhino Man? Anyway, not Mrs. Rhino Man said you ordered lemonade when we were there.
Vegas, baby.
Sorry about that. A little background noise. You know, we stand on the corner. You know, Vegas gets real. You got the
exactly.
Yeah, but you know, it's what it is. But no, you're right. It's just one of those things. It's like, and that's something that I underestimated too, though. Getting back to the whole, you know, all the sights and the sounds and things that people miss, because again, you know, we live here. So it's one of those things, you know, we just drive down and we're here, and it's kind of like, you know, it's there for us, where, you know, some people, it's like, man, I haven't been there 2 or 3 years. You know, I really miss, you know, Circus. I really miss, you know, the Luxor or whatever it is. You know, we'll walk down there.
I doubt anybody ever misses Circus. I mean,
oh no, don't do that. Don't, Rhino Man, don't say that, because we are, you guys
hold a special place in my heart. It was the first place that the Gamblers when I turned 21.
So here's the thing. There's a story behind this, and I did the video. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out because it was Instagram. Yeah, and it was a little sketchy because we were having some tech issues. But I'm gonna give it to you guys right here too. I'm gonna make it short. But what happened was Brazen, before she became Brazen Slots, okay, 21st birthday, we went down to Circus. She was down there winning. I mean, I think we started with like $20. She was up to over $200. Ties us back into the story about the whole Corona, how I don't, I just, in my younger years, I had, I would enjoy a adult beverage or two. So with that being said, I'm holding the money because she's winning the money. And we were on the circular part of, it was almost like a carousel in Circus, right? Where you can play the slots on the carousel part. So if you have a couple of adult beverages, your equilibrium is off a little bit. It's not 1-to-1 like it is when you're normal.
Yeah.
So with that said, right, where you going? Yeah. So with that said, I'm holding the money, but I can feel that I'm like kind of losing a little bit, like I'm losing my footing. Long story short, I fall and the money goes all over the floor. So remember, because we're talking about, this is back in the day where this wasn't paper tickets. This was cash. These were the coins. These were actual quarters. We had over $200 in quarters, all on the ground. Wow. And I get this call, and she still does it from time to time. Whenever I do anything wrong,
You want me to do it?
Do it. She's gonna give it to you. Go ahead.
Jeremy.
So that's how she calls my name. And the money, it was like slow motion because she's calling my name that way. I can't stop myself from falling. I know the money's going to go all over the place. And so Circus holds a very special place in our hearts. So you can't say, no one looks forward to Circus because this one here.
Hey.
Circus.
She loves Circus. So there you go.
I kid you not. I used to take my kids there all the time. Before they had the whole roller coaster and everything up there, I used to go up there with my kids, and there used to be a bar where the kids could go play all the games, but the adults got to sit in the bar area and actually drink drinks while the kids were playing around the top area there. Becky A says, went to Circus for the first time last July. They have amazing steakhouse, but they're more than Fremont Street. They have some old school coin machines. Yes, they do, and that's why my dad loves Vegas, or used to love Vegas, because of the coin, the bucket of coins that you get.
The bucket, yeah, man. That's nostalgic, man. We miss that kind of stuff because obviously getting the paper is cool, and obviously if you win some good money, having that slip is way better than having the 18 buckets, But you kind of miss that kind of stuff, especially, because it takes you back to, a certain time. And it's kind of cool. Yeah, we keep walking, we keep moving. Hit the button. See, that's another thing too. It's actually kind of cool doing the channel the way we do it, because I always have a second set of eyes, because I'm like, I don't know where the button is, we're walking across, all these little things you don't really think about, when you're just walking. It's like, you're just walking and talking, but these people don't care. So you have to
is in the house, and Joanne says you had to wear the Michael Jackson gloves because your hands got dirty from all the coins. I remember they had buckets right next to each slot machine, and they also had those wipes, those sandy wipes that you could use to wipe off your hands.
Yep. I remember all that, and I feel like it's funny because I feel like it's still there because there's this other part of it where it's called slots of something we never even went to. It's like
slots of fun.
Yeah. It's lots of fun. Yeah, I never went in there before, and I was like, oh man, I even know about this. So we're gonna do a quick little walk around and eventually get over there and do that too. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. We're just gonna walk around and have a good time and chat it up. And it's funny too, because the people that you meet while you're out here too, some, it's kind of a mixed bag. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's some cool people you meet out here too. It's just kind of wild, how it all works,
Yeah, I used to love, Joanne says, I used to love Slots of Fun. They used to have dollar blackjack. Yeah, they used to have dollar blackjack, and they used to have that half-pound hot dog for $1 as well.
That's another thing too, because and I want to get into that kind of stuff too, because there's still like these places where you can go where you get like these crazy good deals like you used to have them, like, you know, back in the 90s or early 2000s. You know, we want to go find that kind of stuff. And that's the reason why it's kind of interesting, because, you know, how we have the Brazen Love channel that's about to be dropping soon. You know, it's going to be a lot of cross-sectional things that you'll notice between my channel and her channel, because it kind of just plays one-to-one. It's kind of like, you know, we're walking and we're doing this. Oh, we you know, bounce upon this thing, you know, or for all my folks that love it, you know, love the Cosmo, you know, so, you know, we just roll past it. Oh yeah, everybody loves the Cosmo. So, you know, it's just one of those kinds of things.
And the Cosmo's perfect because you could go in there and you could film through the casino. So
right, yeah, exactly. Because there's some places we know are super friendly to filming, so it wouldn't be a thing versus, you know, walking into another place and having a guest or having somebody stop you or wherever the case may be. So, you know, it's just little stuff that we're just learning as we go along. And, you know, the most important thing, the coolest thing about it is just enjoying and sharing it with the people. You know, because that's all. I think that's the coolest thing about it. It's kind of like, man, just being able to, you know, joke or have a good time, or, you know, people get to see things that, you know, or it might be a situation like you're saying too. Hey, they know they ain't gonna get back out to Vegas for another year or whatever. It's like, you know, they can, you know, have a good look at this one. See,
it's okay, Brazen.
See, this is how it works. This is what happens when I'm actually trying to, you know, be serious, have a actual interview. You know what I mean? This is what happens, guys.
I will send you my seat in a vial where around your neck and smell when you miss me 5K.
So what happens in the chats, man? So
I mean,
it's a real thing. This is what happens.
He keeps bringing in those jokes. I was gonna ask you, have you thought about an idea of going to every casino's pool and just doing a walkthrough? I mean, summertime's coming up. Maybe walk through the pool area of each casino, and you could show that, you know, a couple of different episodes. Do 2 or 3 at a time or something like that.
Absolutely. That's definitely another thing we want to do. And it's funny because we were literally just talking about that this morning. Because we're like, hey, you know, we need to make sure that, you know, we got ourselves in line, get ourselves in shape, because, you know, that's one of them things that, you know, hey, you know, the camera's not going to lie. So, you know, that's why I'm out here, you know, walking around, getting my morning set in before we start the day, because, you know, you got to make sure everything is right and tight. But yeah, that's definitely one of the things. This is so many different concepts. And the best part about it is, because like I said, we were talking about, you know, Circus Pool is open 365. It's open every day. I'm like, even in the winter. So I'm like, it's crazy.
That pool is sick. And if you could get down there around March Madness, because it's going to be those big screens out there, that's going to be sick.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. And that's another thing that I learned too. And a lot of this was just by accident, but, you know, things like, you know, the Super Bowl and, you know, doing little shorts about, you know, placing my bet, because as you guys probably have figured out, I'm not the one that plays the slots. You know, obviously we all know who plays the slots here, but me, I do more, you know, like sports gambling and stuff like that. That's really more of my thing. And I play poker, stuff like that. So, you know, it was right up my alley when the Super Bowl came. I was like, well, you know, I can kind of show, you know, some of the bets I made and things like that. And, you know, because, hey, you know, some of them win, some of them don't. But it's still kind of like just, you know, being a part of it and, you know, having that dialogue around it. So, you know, trying to incorporate that, you know, with the walk and all that stuff, you know, just cool little stuff like that. So.
Hey, I'm excited for what you have coming up. I'm excited for what Brazen has coming up. I'm excited to get out there again and see you guys and have a good time. Gallivanter Slots, thank you for coming in. You know, you're going to keep blowing up. Hopefully everybody in here has already subscribed to your channel. And if you guys have subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor. Share it out. Get some momentum going for him. I'd like to see him do these live walks where he could just go live and just have a good time walking up and down the strip. Joanne does a perfect example in New York. Check her out. And then I'm looking forward to everything you guys have coming up.
Yeah, sure. No, absolutely, man. It's going to be great. And, it's kind of funny because, we started like on Instagram doing Instagram lives, and then we were trying to figure out how to implement all the different platforms, because each one has different requirements and things like that. So, I just appreciate everybody's support, man, because it's really awesome. It's one of those things, like I said, I just never envisioned it. So I'm just I'm just so grateful for the support. It means a lot. It really does.
Thank you. I mean, we're all in it together. So I mean, the more we help each other out, the better it's going to be for all of us. So, like I talked to you about on Saturday, this is like you coming out of the closet and showing everybody what you're about. I'm going to come back on an interview with you again, and then we're going to talk about how far you come in maybe 3 months to see where your channel's progressed to and what you've done, in that time period. I want to say.
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely, man.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, whenever you want to have me on, man, I'm always here. I'm always available. Like I said, there's just it's so many, because you got to understand when all this first started with Brazen Slots and just watching the community from a distance, right? Because I wasn't a part of it, I was a part of it indirectly. And like I said, one thing that I picked up on really quick was I was like, man, there are some supportive people in here, because I just didn't see it like that. I didn't even know it was like a thing. And like I said, once she stepped on the other side of the looking glass, I was like, whoa, this is different. So for me, however I can support.
That first night we met, I knew you guys are going to come up with something. I knew it from the beginning when I first met you guys at Paris that time. I knew you guys were both going to come up with your own thing, and you guys were going to be fantastic at it. So just keep doing it.
Yeah, no, man, absolutely. I appreciate it. And like I said, whatever I can do to help whoever's out there, in whatever capacity. I mean, you guys know where to find me.
Yeah.
I know whether it's Jwalking or Mr. Brazen, whatever you guys want to call me, whatever it is, it's fine. I totally get it. But no, in all sincerity, man, it's like, however I can help, however I can support, because just seeing the support that you guys have given my wife, have given me, it's, whatever I can do to reciprocate it, man. Whoever's out there, please, by all means, reach out, let me know. I'm here, and I'm definitely willing to do it however I can.
Hey, that's all good. A couple of announcements real quick. Lolo's going to be going live in a little while. She's got this thing she's going to try out, the glitch on the lightning links where you put max bet, nickels, 5 spins, you're supposed to hit a bonus. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see her do that. Wednesday night, we have Solot Mates coming on, and they're going to teach me how to pronounce their name correctly, because I have a little bit of trouble with that. So that's Wednesday night. Thursday, we have In the Kitchen with Karen. I am so looking forward to that interview. You guys should tune in for that. It's going to be amazing. And next Tuesday, we have Jackpot Joe's Adventures and Slots. They're coming in. 5K Grenade with another $50 super chat. Jwalking, he loves you. He used to love me, but now he loves you.
5K, I love you too, buddy, and you know that. It's some bromances that are starting around here. But it's a beautiful thing, honestly, man. It's just, I can't say it enough. Like, we would need an extra hour. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things. It's so much support. But in all seriousness, I enjoy all you guys, 5K, Yoshi, the Yoshi crew, Kristen Lou, James Spencer, Cash Out, TBT. It's Gamblers Unknown. I mean, it's a Spanglish. Come on now, Lola. Come on. I have to stop. I have to stop. No, seriously, because Vic T, my man. The video, the interview you did with him, it captured who Vic T is.
Yeah.
Because he is super supportive. He's always at Brazen's lives and all that stuff, because we don't live too far from each other. But like, his insight, oh my God. I mean, like, I will be sitting there talking. I'm like, man, just tell me about, what you're doing with this and that and how you're playing. I mean, like, it's just crazy. And like everybody just gives, everybody has something different to give, right? And so that's the thing about this community, because it's like no two people give you the same thing. And that's the beauty of this. Like, and I'm telling you, like, I don't have to say it. I'm saying it because as an outsider looking into you guys, it's like, and how the whole slot community works, man, it's really a beautiful thing. It's a powerful thing. It really, really is. I'm telling you, because it's going to bring more people in, because people are going to have interest, and it's just going to continue to grow. So it's awesome.
Thank you, Melly Love Slot. She's in here. And Slot Mates told me how to pronounce it. Solot Mates. Thank you. 5K says he used to love me until I started wearing this stupid hat. So I think Mrs. Rhino agrees with you, 5K. Randy Hot Wizard says he loves the hat. So I'm 50-50 here. So anyway.
Oh, and then one other thing too, Brazen got her bracelets in. She just got them in. Wristbands, yep.
Yay! Anybody want one? You know.
Oh yeah, we send them out, dropping them like hotcakes.
Hey, I'll have to come back out and pick mine up.
Oh yeah. We'll make sure you get yours, no doubt about it.
I mean, who wears a cowboy hat from Cabela's? Geez, going STK on ordering the cheeseburgers. Okay.
5K,
man.
Man.
We need to do him on some comedy skit stuff, because some of the stuff that he says is so funny, man. I'd be busted up.
Hey guys, this is an open invitation to you and anybody that's in the chat right now, anybody that I've had on my show. If you guys ever want to come on my show and announce something or let us know what's going on, an open invitation anytime, guys. Looking forward to everything that's going to come out from your channels. Love you guys. Love everybody in the chat. Let the good times roll, baby. Until next time, we will see you then.
All right, guys. Till next time, we'll see you.
Bye, you guys.